Maybe you're asking yourself, what shapes our personality? Or what factors do you think have the biggest influence on shaping our personalities? Research has shown that our personality and behaviors are shaped by three main areas. There's our heredity. From birth, there are distinct patterns of behavior. And our environment. Our environment impacts our style. Life experiences, especially emotionally charged ones in your developmental years, can have a big impact on your personality style. We also have role models in our lives who teach us what is valuable or who may even reward us for certain behaviors to reinforce those behaviors within us. Our parents, our teachers, those types of individuals. Each of these three factors contributes to the makeup of who we are. When we use the DISC framework, we can begin to identify some of the patterns and know what to expect from others. When we know what to expect, we can use a correct strategy to bring our best to our relationships, and in the world of sales, that means offering our best solutions for our clients. So let's take a hypothetical journey. Picture yourself at a significant networking event. As you approach the entrance and begin signing in, you eagerly greet everybody and strike up conversations, asking them all, how was their day doing? You're generally excited to meet so many new people and have so many new opportunities. If that's you, you're likely going to fall into that outgoing group. On the other hand, you may be like me. You're also walking up to the sign-in table, and you only came because you were interested in the topics being discussed by the keynote speaker. You really would have preferred to have the option to attend the conference via a Zoom call. You really aren't interested in the often and unavoidable small talk that events like this have. And if that's more like you, then you're really likely reserved. Noticing these details about yourself helps you to recognize tendencies in other people. The first pattern that we recognize helps us to determine whether the person is outgoing or reserved. So who do you know that's outgoing? Who do you know that's reserved? So let's try another scenario. This time you're planning to take a vacation. Before you start, you create a checklist of things that you need to do. You prioritize your tasks. You prepare everything before your trip. Do you schedule mowing the lawn before you go, or taking the dog to the kennel, or servicing your car? Do you have a list of everything that you're going to take? Maybe you even check with the hotel and see that you're staying at to see what kind of Wi-Fi they have. Maybe you've even researched what types of activities are available there. I know I have a brother-in-law. Every time he goes somewhere, he goes on the internet and makes a list of different things that he wants to do. Does that sound like you? If yes, then you're more likely a task-oriented individual. Now maybe you're thinking, wow, those are things that never would have crossed my mind. I would be more interested in the people I'd be traveling with or seeing when I arrived. If that sounds like you, then you're more people-oriented. Truth be told, if you're that task-oriented individual, you're going to need to travel with someone who's more people-oriented, because if you won't, you likely won't have very much fun. And if you're a people-oriented person, you may have forgotten something when you were packing. You need the task-oriented person to make sure that you're bringing along everything you need. We really do need each other. So based on your answers to the conference and to the vacation questions, you'll begin to see where you are on the DISC matrix. The DISC matrix has us as either outgoing or reserved, task-oriented or people-oriented. So when we look at the responses from the DISC perspective, D's and I's are more outgoing. They look forward to meeting more people. The C's and the S's, they're the reserved ones. The D's and C's of this world are all for getting things done first and then the people. They're task-oriented. They make vacation lists and check to ensure everything is ready to go. While the I's and S's are going to focus on the people first and then figure out what needs to be done if they still have time to do it. Their vacation plans consist of people to see and experiences they want to have while they're there. From this part of our session, you may have a pretty good idea of your personality type. I would encourage you to sign up for one of our in-depth assessments to confirm these ideas. If you want to go deep, schedule a debrief session. So thanks. We'll see you in the next one.